Hello, good morning everyone.
Morning.
Louder. Okay, I have got, hey Tanmay, honey, come. So I have got about 70 plus sign up, but I know it's Saturday morning, so probably not everyone could make it. Um, we have scheduled this meeting to give you all the details and update about the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. I think many of you might know about this, and if you do not know, we can discuss and we can give you more information about this award. Those, if you have a children or if you have a child who is going into the middle school, high school, you might know already about this one. But even then also we are going to talk about this, and then few other offerings, few more opportunities for the kids that we are coming up with. We are going to talk about that as well. So first of all, that I would like to take this opportunity to say that we are really proud that we have been an approved organization. We have got approval from the federal committee. I think it's a committee organized by or operated by the federal government, where we are now the certifying organization who can certify the PVSA, goes with PVSA Presidential Volunteer Service Award, based on the volunteer hours that the kids will spend. With that said, I'll go to the next slide. So what is PVSA? So PVSA is a very prestigious civic honor, which is going to be given by the President of the United States. The certificate that you are going to receive will have the signature of our President. So it's a very prestigious civic honor. There are three categories for these awards, as you see: bronze, silver, and gold. And we'll talk about how to get bronze, silver, and gold, and what are the different criteria you'll have to meet to get those levels. And why this award is important, because there are multiple reasons. One is that as a person, you will help the community, you will give your time to serve the communities. That will significantly help to shape your life and the other lives as well. And another important aspect is that this help you for your college application and to receive some sponsorships, during your college life, right? So like for tuition fees and all these things, this will help you to keep you ahead of the curve a little bit, right? So that's why this PVSA is important, and this is all about the PVSA. Okay, eligibility. So who are eligible to receive this award? You'll have to be a citizen of United States or a permanent lawful resident, which is a green card holder. The child has to be at least 5 years old, and the hours that you are going to spend has to be spent within 12 consecutive months. So let's say if you need to spend 100 hours of your volunteer service, that 100 hours has to be spent in 12 consecutive months. It doesn't need to be like January to December. It can start from March, so March to February or August to July, but it has to be one full year. Those 12 months has to be the consecutive period. Okay, and we'll talk about the bronze, silver, and gold. Lifetime achievement awards, I think this is probably more applicable for the adults. Will not spend much time on the lifetime achievement awards, because for that you'll have to spend 4,000 hours altogether. not in a year. 4,000 hours altogether to receive the Lifetime Achievement Awards. I mean, if any adults is interested, then they can opt for and we can certify. Now, so those were the generic eligibility criteria for to receive the award. But now when you are going to get the awards through Heritage, so these are some of the eligibility criteria that eligible services that you'll have to meet to get the, for us to issue the certificate. So you must be an active and current student of Heritage School of Performing Arts. So if you are an ex-student, we cannot give you. But if you are an active and current student of Heritage, then we can offer you the award. We can actually submit your application on your behalf, right, to get the award. And that is also applicable for your family members. Let's say one child from your family is coming to Heritage, and then let's say if you have, he or she has a sibling, we can look at the different angles and see if we can extend that award to the sibling, or let's say an adult student is coming and we can extend the award to the child. There are certain other criteria that the child has to need to fulfill. Next is that the total hours that a child needs to spend. So we are asking at least 40% of that total hours has to be spent through Heritage School. So let's say if 100 hours, just as an example, that 100 hours is your total hours that you need to spend to receive the gold certificate, then 40 hours at least you'll have to spend through Heritage, and then the remaining 60 hours you can spend in some other organization, other legitimate organizations, and we are going to talk about that in a bit. And you'll have to submit those hours that you have spent outside, and then we'll validate, and then we'll issue the certificate. Heritage is a school for cultural activities and performing arts, right? So we'd like our students, our members, to spend that hours, that 40%, at least 40%. It can be total 100% through Heritage as well. That through cultural performances, which include singing, dancing, playing instruments, and all those things related with the music and dance and performing arts. By doing some cultural activities, cultural events, seminar, workshops to promote the Indian culture. So we know that we get invitation from all different Indian organizations here. So we are expecting that you go beyond that. You promote the Indian culture and heritage to the mainstream people here, right? Go to church, go to some senior service places, find out opportunities, and we are going to talk in a bit that how we are going to help you to get there. But yeah, so we are not asking that, okay, you do food drive through Heritage and earn the hours. There are plenty of other organizations where you can do the food drive, some donations and all these things. We'll definitely do, but that's not our primary goal. We want to promote our culture, right, in this in the community, mainstream community. Then okay, there's a cultural ambassador. There's the same thing. Okay, now in order for you to promote this culture, this is one skill that you have to develop. You cannot just simply go and start performing somewhere, right? So you'll have to learn that subject well before you start contributing, right? So so that's why we are saying that that you learn the subject well before you start earning or you aim to earn the hours, right? So This is not that you are going for a food drive. It is not the time that manual, I would say like the labor that you are giving, that okay, I'm packing some food. It has to be some skilled you have to develop some skill in order for you to contribute in these activities. Okay. Shall I stop and ask some questions if you have any at this moment? No? Okay. Okay, so many of you might know about this. So there are few, this table will explain that how you and what are the target hours that you'll have to, spend in a year. So remember that it is a 12 consecutive months activities. So kids between 5 to 10 years old. So kids has to be at least 5 years old. Between 5 to 10 years old, if you are aiming for bronze, then that's the hours, the 26 to 49 hours in a year that you'll have to spend. Silver 50 to 74, gold 75 plus. So for all of us here, the important area is this one and this one, the teens and the young adults. And what I know that, let's say a 6 years old received an award, the PVSA award, and then submitting it for the college application when he or she becomes 18 years old, that probably will not carry that much of weight. So it is better you learn the subject when you are at this age, right? You learn the subject here and you start contributing in this zone, right? So now you see another thing, that the moment you cross 15 years, then your target, let's say most of the people, aim for the gold certificate, right? So if you are aiming for gold, until you are 15, you will have to spend 100 plus hours in a year. The moment you cross 15, then your number will go up significantly, which is 250 hours in a year. Okay, so 15 years is like what, when you are in the 9th grade, more or less. So 9th grade, between 9 to 10, that's the time when you should target. So that's the sweet spot, because you are in the high school. 9th grade is based on our experience, I think the workload, your academic pressure is kind of manageable. You can spend a lot of time. When you are in the 11th grade, that's like you will have to spend a lot of time in your academics. So, and then on top of that, if you want to spend 250 hours for volunteering, it might be a little overwhelming. So think about that. But yeah, the important thing is that these two are the areas, these two rows that you will be mostly concentrating on. Okay, the question. Okay, I think just thought of giving you some ideas about, when a kid is applying for the college, what are the things that the college is looking for. So first thing is the GPA. So I think all of us know about what is GPA and all. So every college has a different requirements, how much GPA you need to have and all these things. Then your SAT or ACT score, then how many AP courses you have taken. AP courses, if you do not know, AP courses are the college level courses that you take in your high school. And it's not only the number, it's not only the count that I have taken 20 AP courses but I could not handle it, then that's not a good way to do it. So you take whatever you can handle. And then these two areas, extracurricular, which could be sports, music, clubs, leadership activities, and the services, which is volunteering, community services, and awards. So basically, unlike in India, like the way we have grown up, that if we do study well, then we are done, right? But here, it is not like that. You'll have to be an overall champion. You need to do well in your academics. You need to know more. You need to know a lot other than academics, which is extracurricular. You do sports. It's not that you go out to play in your neighborhood and that's not the sports that they are talking about, or the music that you just an amateur singer. You have learned, you have spent time, you are serious about it, those are the things that they look for. So you need to have some certificates or some sort of approval from somewhere that okay, you have really done well in these extracurriculars. Services volunteering, that as we are discussing. So the and then the last piece is the college application. So in the college application essay, you are not going to say that okay, hey, I'm very good at math, I have received all 4 in math and all, because that's there in your transcript. You are not going to talk about that. The college application essay you will talk about yourselves, what you are passionate all about and all these things. So basically in the college application you will explain about these 2 areas where you have done something different, where you have contributed to the community and all, on top of your academics. So academics, that is there in the transcript, right? And the reason we have highlighted these 2 areas, because by doing these services with the volunteering and all these things, we can help you. So these 2 areas, you are doing music or instruments, dance, whatever. So yeah, we can validate you here. The services, volunteering, community outreach, awards, the PVSA awards. So these 2 areas we are going to cover you. So for your college application, so if the kid is taking care of the top 3, we'll take care of these 2, and then you write your college application. Okay? Okay, so that's what we can do it for the kids, for you, and what kids can do. So first thing I'd like to say that believe in yourself. You are gifted, because if you are doing music, dance, playing instruments, all of this stuff, then, and if you're continuing with that one, then that means you have something in it. You are God gifted. That's why it's not something that everyone can do, right? Singing, music, dance, it's not for everyone. So that's why we are saying that believe in yourself, all kids, and then take this activity seriously, in a way that if you do not learn well, then you really cannot contribute much. So if you take it seriously, you may not need to be a musician or dancer as a profession, but if you learn the subject well, you can contribute. I mean, when you go to the college, there are a lot of different clubs where they do a lot of activities, state level championship, music, dance, and all these things. You can be part of that. And when you apply even for your job, right after your college, so you can write that okay, you have contributed in those areas. I mean, that's the overall growth, overall contribution. That's everyone is looking for. It's not that okay, I'm just starting and I'm doing well. So take it seriously. Think about, I think for in the high school you have how many? Seven periods, right? Yeah. 7 periods. So I would say take that extracurricular as your 8th period. Okay, and do it seriously. I mean, if the way you spend some time every day on your math, English, and all, spend some time on this subject also. Maybe half an hour, 40 minutes on this subject. You can do it, right? So take it seriously. Start early, as I said, right? If you are starting when you are in the 9th grade, it's probably late, right? You start early, so that by the time you are in the 8th grade, you are in the middle school, you know the subject, and you can contribute. And then participate in different performance, cultural events where you can contribute, earn hours, be ambassador for the Indian culture, and be a leader to get involved in the volunteer services. Now, these are the things that kids can do to contribute and earn the hours. So we realize that, let's say, if one kid wants to go and spread the culture, it's going to be difficult, right? I mean, where will you go? How will you, spread the culture? I mean, you cannot go alone and go to a church and say that, okay, I'm going to sing today, So that's not going to happen, right? So then we realized that, and we have something offering for you, where I'm going to call these guys, Tanmay, Riona, Stuti, Nupur, and Anish. Please come. And so we are starting with the Heritage Youth Club, where we are going to do all group activities. This is a non-profit entity that we are opening up. To kickstart this youth club, we have handpicked these kids, and Namita as our adult advisor in this club. So I'll hand it over to Tanmay and these kids, so they can walk you through about this club. Any question before I go? Okay, go ahead.
We don't need the mic.
Go ahead. Take the next one, because otherwise it might be. No, the people on Zoom may not be able to hear. Huh?
Okay. So next one. Oh yeah, my name is Thunder Srivastava. I'm the co-president of Heritage Youth Club.
My name is Anish Kosangari. I'm the social media manager of Heritage Youth Club.
My name is Riona Powell, and I'm the other co-president of the Heritage Youth Club.
My name is Stuti Vyas, and I'm the secretary and treasurer.
My name is Nupur Viswanathan, and I'm the event manager.
All right, so just getting started, we wanted to talk a little bit about what our mission is for this Heritage Youth Club. So our biggest mission is we plan to inspire you to celebrate and share Indian culture through music, art, and the community. By doing this, we want to promote much more of our Indian culture, as well as get kids to volunteer more often, just so that we can have them get more involved in the community and make their name throughout the Forsyth community, as well as all across Georgia in general.
So this is the Heritage Youth Club flow chart. So this explains all the roles that we have. So co-president is with me and Tanmay, secretary, treasurer, social media manager, event manager. So these are all the roles that we have. And underneath each role, we have 2 vacant spots for officer and training positions. And we're mainly looking for maybe 8th to 9th graders around middle school, rising high schoolers. And each role, as you can see, has 2 vacant spots. So since me and Tanmay are doing co-president, we still have only 2 spots vacant for that. And then each other role has 2 spots. And we'll talk about the application later for that to apply for an officer in training position. So for the president, so I'm just going to talk about the different roles, and we will all explain what our role is. So we lead the organization, basically oversee everything that's going on, making sure everything is going how it's supposed to be, and we're ensuring that the team works towards the shared goal.
As the secretary and treasurer, I manage the meeting notes and summarize the meeting for those who couldn't be there, keep important records like volunteer hours, and keep track of the organization's finances.
So as a social media manager, I'm gonna be promoting the club, the events that we're gonna be doing. So making sure people know that we're hosting events so that more people can come and join and gain hours. And we're just gonna be promoting the group.
So as event manager, I'm going to be coordinating plans, and if you are part of the club and have any questions or requests or ideas that we can do to have an event to promote the culture, then you can let us know, and I'll coordinate with you and we can figure something out. So for the activities, you can hear different ideas that we have to do for in the club is workshops, performances, creative projects, cultural celebrations, community engagement, and fundraising. So for example, in creative projects, since we have to promote Indian culture, that's our goal, then for example, if during the Diwali, we can paint diyas and we can sell them to people and to raise money. And for community engagement, we can perform singing or dancing just for entertainment purposes, for retirement homes, etc.
So one of our activities that we're going to start off with is a summer picnic, and we can enjoy vibrant music and dance performance dance performances by our talented youth, and we can also include artsy games, crafts, and cultural activities. There's also going to be food, creative vibes, and a celebration of Indian heritage.
So something else we have coming up for like all the members to contribute is the teacher design competition. So this is where like everyone in the club, so in Heritage, they can all pitch in and submit a design that we'll judge. And this design will be featured on the club's t-shirts, so you can use a lot of colors and symbols that reflect Indian heritage and like the heritage spirit. And there'll be prizes and a shout out at the next event for the winner.
Also about the t-shirts, if y'all want to have it like some sort of theme, like just various pop culture events such as like TV shows, music, and all that, like feel free to do so. We want to see like creative aspects in our t-shirts as well. So moving on to opportunities to get involved. A few of the biggest things that you guys can do to get involved in our club is apply to be an officer in training and build these sorts of leadership skills. Leadership skills are something that a lot of colleges really look for in students. And being a leader in training, being an officer in training will provide them with an opportunity to build leadership skills, as well as rise to these leadership positions in the near future. They don't even just have to apply it to Heritage Youth Club. In various other organizations, they love to see that people have been involved in various leadership organizations previous to applying to this one. So for example, if your students in DECA, HOSA, or FPLA, they can use Heritage Youth Club as a way to leverage this sort of organization to become more involved in those other organizations as a leader. Moving on, we also have volunteering events and assisting with workshops. So volunteering is just a big thing that a lot of people love to see, especially on your resume. They love to see that sort of level of involvement and the care that people have for the community. So it's just a great way to get involved in general. Following that, we have participating in the fun activities like the t-shirt design competition. So I just say the t-shirt design competition is a really fun thing. We don't just do this in Heritage Youth Club. A lot of other organizations do this, and it's a great way for people to show their creative side and become more involved in various clubs and organizations and show that they have such skills such as artistic design. Moving on, we have the platform to showcase your talents at club events and festivals. So, like Baragunko said, being able to do performing arts such as music, dance, and playing instruments is a God-gifted talent, and we want to give everyone the correct opportunity to showcase these talents to other people, as well as bring this kind of stuff, as well as bring our Indian culture to the limelight when it comes to our community and Georgia as a whole.
So the other opportunities to get involved, you can share your ideas with us. Like if you have any ideas for events, as Nupur said, or anything that would help to shape our future, you can always share your ideas with us, and you will earn volunteer hours for every event that you get involved in. Even like this meeting, you will get volunteer hours for. So participating in workshops, volunteering, fundraising, anything which will help you get the PVSA award. And all Heritage students are automatically considered members of the first year. There might be a small membership fee though from the second year, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
So now we're going to talk about how to log your volunteer hours. So there's going to be a Google form posted in a few weeks, which you submit once after completing all your hours from any 12 consecutive months, like Baragunko said earlier, and you are responsible for tracking your own hours throughout the year. And to be eligible for the PVSA, at least 40% of your hours must come from heritage activities such as workshops, cultural events, and club-related volunteering. You can also include hours from outside organizations as long as they are part of official volunteer programs. Proof is required for non-heritage hours, such as like certificates and official letters, and all submitted hours will be verified before approval for the PVSA.
So you guys can scan this QR code to apply for officer and training positions, and this will be posted after the meeting, so even if you don't get it right now, but if you guys want to take a moment to have this on your phones, and it's just a Google form. It's just going to ask you what your name, how long you've been doing this for, and just a couple questions, so let me know when to move on to the next slide. Is everyone good? And then this is we're going to be doing this at every meeting. So this is attendance, and this is a great way to start earning hours now. So if you guys want to scan this, and it's just going to ask you what your name is and if you have any more ideas for the next meeting. And this is a great way to just start earning hours. So if you guys want to scan this. Oh, yeah.
After.
If anyone else knows the slide.
Yeah, it's every, yeah.
For attendance, it says your name, so we write parent name or child name.
It should be whoever's present
Yeah,
at the
whoever-
meeting. Just because we don't want people to get hours for not being present at the meeting. So.
Yeah. Is everyone good with this one?
Before you go there, let Namita say something.
Okay. Yeah, our parent advisor, Namitanti, will be presenting.
Thank you, everyone. I think our efficient team has already covered everything, but I still wanted to say a few words. First of all, for those of you who do not know me, I'm Namita Jain. I have been learning at Heritage School of Performing Arts for almost more than 7 years now, and I completed my Sangeet Visharad as part of Heritage last year. I feel this is such a unique and fulfilling way to give back to your community, and volunteer hours is just such an added benefit, added bonus. I have been performing for like years now, and you have no idea how much joy, how much healing, and it brings to people who are associated and who are listening to the kids. And it helps them build connections and leadership qualities, and also helps them enhance their empathy. So yeah, it's a wonderful way to give back. And I will be just, they are already like so enthusiastic, but I'll be helping them wherever they need my help, like event management, whatever I can do, like reaching out to people for like how we can promote our culture, and for events, like what we can perform, where we can perform, all of that. And then the most wonderful thing that I love to do, mentoring the kids, mentoring all of your kids so that they are ready for performing. So I'll be helping them out with all of that. And if you have any questions, anything, just reach out to me. I'll be available. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Now we'll be doing a Q&A, so if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask now. So. Does anyone have any? I do the microphone. Okay, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah. Give
The
No,
microphone.
it's okay.
Okay.
So I have a question, like, I love the idea of when, like, for attendance, you have a QR code and all these things. But in one point you said, like, everyone are their own responsible to log the hours.
Yeah.
So I feel like, there should be it should be a gap between, like, the hours that you have and the hours that the student who does the volunteer. So how about having a QR code wherever you do and a scope for volunteer thing, so that they can scan the QR code immediately and log the hours? That way it will be in your Excel somewhere.
Yeah. So basically, that QR code that we have, that will also be sent out through an email. So y'all will always have access to the form, so that in case you guys do volunteering from any other organization, you guys can still log the hours, and it'll go immediately to our spreadsheet. And then once you guys reach 100 hours, we will send this to the PVSA website, and then your certificate will come in roughly 1 to 2 weeks.
And one more thing, because I just got a couple of parents here who attend, so they were asking, like, for example, one of the sibling is like elementary school who is our heritage student, but the older one is not, he's not interested into learn music or something.
Yeah.
But he wants to be part of heritage club. So is there scope for those kids?
So basically,
Because the family is
yeah.
a heritage family.
Yeah, if a family is a heritage family, then you are allowed to be a part of this organization. Like we have a whole bunch of siblings who will also be participating in these activities as well.
I think if you add that point, I think that will make more people do.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
So-
But because when we came the first point, it said, like, whoever needs, he should be an active heritage student to be in the club.
I think we could add like active
That's the
heritage
reason
family.
they
So
have-
it's not
they-
basically active heritage family rather.
Yeah, so that's why they asked that
Oh,
maybe we
okay.
are not eligible, so they left.
Oh.
But he did mention that.
Yeah, I mentioned.
I mean, by the time
Yeah,
we
yeah,
came,
maybe.
Okay, okay.
So I just wanted you to
Yeah,
bring
active
that point.
heritage family.
Family.
Yeah.
We'll send out an information email
We'll
at the
send
end
the
of this meeting.
slideshow out and we'll just change.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go there.
The microphone's dead.
No, it's okay, I don't need it. I have my own club and I've been kind of doing it. So if I want to like make that into like hours, can I do that?
So you have your own club and you've been volunteering through that? Yeah, you can, so as we said, so 40% of your hours have to be through the Heritage Club, but if you have any other hours from outside, if it's from like a certifying organization, not a certifying, but like a volunteer program, then yeah, any clubs or anything, you can submit it to us and we'll include it in your hours for the PVSA. Any other questions? Yeah.
For all the activities, will we be sharing that well in advance, that at least
Yes,
a month's
yes.
type of notice?
Yeah.
And for communication, will we be a WhatsApp group or
Yeah,
some other
we're
group that
gonna
will
have, I
use?
think we're gonna group you.
Yeah, we'll be sending out it.
Yeah, we have an email, so we're gonna be sending emails.
It will be only email communication?
No. In the email, we'll attach this link to a group meet, which a lot of like your students should be very familiar with because they use it a lot of the time in their schools. So they would be asked to join the group meet just so that they can get information. You could also join the group meet if you would like to, but we will be sending communication through both email and group meet.
Any other questions?
Excuse me?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
My name is Avika and my family and I live in Texas. Is there any online opportunities I can get involved in?
We'll think of some sort of opportunities, but there should be, and especially because the fact that you live in Texas, we may be willing to make some sort of like, we may have some sort of leniency to the fact that you may not be able to attend 40% of all heritage events because of your distance from us. So we may think of some sort of alternative assignments that you can do to gain your hours.
Yeah, and also Vika, you can apply for the officers in training, maybe for things like digital social media and all, where you can do something from Texas.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
And is the t-shirt design, the competition, whatever, is it like only for this club members?
Yeah, it's only for the club members, and it's like for all heritage families, basically.
Yeah.
Anyone can design a t-shirt. You will also get hours for designing the t-shirt.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you for joining us today.
Good initiative.
It's all